Hi, I'm Dick Termes. We're going to subtract from the cylinder today, and you can see the difference between this side and that side. That's subtraction. And we have a great video that shows this. Take a look at this video right now. Now we're going to subtract from the cylinder with cutting a hole in the top that echoes the same shape as the top of the cylinder. Then if you cut the cylinder into a smaller piece, like a ring, and cut a hole in it, you see the bottom section. This dotted line shows what the construction is that's actually hidden from us. A lot of times to put those dotted lines in your drawings to help keep your head organized is very, very important. Cutting out of the sides of the cylinder are a little different. These are like windows around the cylinder. And you have to find the contour, and you find the contour by looking at the number 1 lines above and below and repeating those lines for the top and the bottom of the windows. And you have to remember that when you look at the windows, if they're in the center of the cylinder, you'll see both edges going back in space. If they're over to the right side, you'll see the space only on one side. If they go off to the left side, it'll be on the opposite side that you'll see the depth. And so when you're drawing circular windows on the side of the cylinder, you can see that the depth shows up in a different way depending on where it's located around the sides of the cylinder. In the center, you see the thickness of the hole on both sides. When it goes to the right side, you see it on one side. When it goes to the left side, you see the depth on the opposite side. When you cut holes into the cylinder, it doesn't mean it always has to be an accurate circular hole. A lot of times it can be an organic hole. And this is showing how the lines would come off of that hole if it's an organic shape. Cylinders can also come in spiral shapes. And depending, of course, on the shape, it would have different depth lines that are projected into the cylinder. When you draw the lines down into the cylinder, notice that they're parallel to the 2 outside lines of the cylinder. Here are some examples we found. These pipes are a perfect example. Once you start looking, they're just everywhere. And now we're going to head back to the studio and try a few examples. I hope you enjoyed that video. I think it really explains some things that and I will advance it just a little bit more what I'm doing today. We're going to show you some, just in a little bit more detail, what some of this stuff is like. For instance, when you cut a hole in a thin, not too tall of a cylinder like this, different things kind of happen. So you chop a hole like this inside here. You'll see this edge right here, inside here, and you have to follow this particular line instead of these, because it's kind of a reversal. Okay, so this comes off like this, and this actually would come to a line that connects right there. That's how you know where that actually runs off, is that if this were extended down, it would run into that line. Well, we'll get rid of that. That's just some extra things just to think about when you're doing that. So now you have a hole, and you know, obviously I think it shows up as a hole very well, but if you happen to do another cylinder that runs along like this and runs down through there, like so, and pops out over here and comes out that way. And once again, this one's going away from you. This one you're looking in at. Let's just do a little erasing there. So that's the beginning hole that we want to show you. All right. So that's number one thing. And number two, I want to show you how to put holes or windows on a shape that looks like this. If you were to put windows around inside there, a couple different kinds of windows. So we're going to start with a big oval like that. Come right off the corners, straight up and down, and curve this around. It kind of looks like that shape so far. And say we want to put square windows on here. We can't just do square windows like that. It has to actually curve in the top, has to curve like this line curves for a window to look right on that plane, because this is coming out like this at you, right? And so these two lines would curve just like those two. So you could actually extend that out and go around the corner there. Extend that, go around the corner, like so. And then if we add more windows out here, they would get a little skinnier because they're going around the corners themselves. So one would be over here, one would be, say, over on this side. And that would be the bottom and the top of those. Now let me just erase just a little bit here. Means we don't want our construction. One of my old professors always used to say, hide your tracks. How you do your drawings and stuff, don't make it all show up. Kind of hide it so it has a little more magic to it. Okay, and then how do you get the thickness of these windows in here? If you think about this rim right here, coming around, and if it actually continued all the way around, the center of that ring right there would be about right here. That's where everything has to project to for this plane. Okay, so this would go back in space like this. It'd get cut off like this with a curve just like the bottom. And means you're looking down at the top of this thing right here, you're going to be looking at the top of this windowsill too. And then but you'd see two different sides. Your eye, this is also where your eye is located in relationship to everything you see. So if your eye is there, you can see both sides and the bottom. And you're going to see, this is also going to aim toward that point, like so, and swing across. This is going to go, you're going to see the other side because it's going around the corner, so you're actually going to see this edge. And this also aims back toward this point, straight up and down and cutting across. All of these should look like the back side of the windowsill there should all look like it lines up. So that's how you do a cube. But let's just pretend like there's a fire inside this just to help. Oh, I'm going to put a hole in the top too. I'll just add a little hole up here. Just a tiny one like that. Okay, that's going down in. So that gives you a little hint. And we got a really bright fire going on inside. So we're going to just light it up inside so that it sort of makes it a little more dramatic. There, and this would be the inside too. And this would be the inside over here. Okay, and there'd be some light coming out from here. So it makes it kind of show up just a little bit more. Okay, so that's one set of windows. I'm going to just erase this and do a different kind of a window on this. What if we wanted curved cylindrical windows popping in there? So the center, first of all, we'll line it up where we want them to, the top of the windows to be and the bottom of the windows, like so. And the middle one would be pretty round, like that. A little bit rounder there. And as it goes around the edge, they become more like this. or they're not quite so round. Like so. And they have to fit on the top and the bottom. Okay, now you're looking the same way. You're looking into about, your point would be about there, that everything is, there isn't really a line that projects back there, but that's just to help you know where you're located. So you'd see the bottom and the edge, not the top, as it swings around. It'd be something like that. And this one you'd see not the top, but you'd see, oh, not that edge, you'd see this edge over here. Nope, no, I was right to start with. This edge over here. See, I even make a lot of mistakes. All right, so you'd see that edge is going back in space, and you'd see the opposite edge over here, and you'd see quite a bit of the bottom, just like you see quite a bit of the bottom here. In this case, I'm going to just shade in the edges in red, so you can see what the edges look like. Gets fatter and fatter as it comes around. See the bottom starts to show up, gets skinnier over here and disappears up toward the top. And this one is all along this edge here. All right, so that kind of shows how that is. And let's do this a little bit with edge stuff too. And think of this as being a thick area right there. So it would come across like that. And this would also, if we're going to play with edges, this would be, I'm going to just make a line like that because it helped to make it look like it goes inside, you know. And so that's a way to cut holes and squares out of cylinders. And then let's try another way that you might see cylinders get cut up. And say it's about that tall. And this could be like a pie or a cake that you need to share with your friends. So you, first of all, just one of your friends sit down so you know, oh, okay, I just have to cut this in half. Now, when you cut these, you have to cut it in to have it look good as a drawing. You have to cut across it on an angle, just like you do the cube or cylinders. You have to whack it so it's artistically looking. And you end up with a slice like that you would hand to your neighbor, to your friend. Okay? So there's a half a piece. And then right off the bat, another friend walks in and you go, oh, well, two more friends. So you have to cut both your pieces in half again. So you cut it across like here, come down here, and your pieces would look something like that. All right, so it ends up with that gone, and this is all gone around to there, and you end up with a piece like that. And then if a whole load of your friends jump out of the car and come in or something, you'd be cutting the rest of this in all kinds of little pieces like that. And then each one you could show, you know. So that's one way to divide your pie up in a cylinder. And then I'm going to show you a realistic way that, you know, just picking one of these at random and looking at it and seeing if I can draw it. Okay, so we look this over a little bit. It's pretty cylindrical. It's got a little curve here, but we'll deal with that. And it's got the handle, and the number one thing you don't want it to be straight away from you like that, or straight away from you like this, or even tipped, but I think it would even be bad to have the handle sticking straight up in the middle. It's better to get it off to the side slightly, but you want to be able to see the hole, because that's the unique thing that's going on right now is the hole. So I'm going to just start with a hole like this. Okay, and I'll let's see, it does curve out slightly. So I'm going to start this with a slight curve out. which is kind of spherical to start with, and then it goes straight down. Okay, and then you have the curve on the bottom that's actually a full cylinder, so it doesn't have the bend in, or it'd be probably rocking around on you. So you have something that looks like that. Now there's some thickness to this too, so it's actually good to come in here and add this line around so you get a little bit of thickness inside there, and then come off with this handle. I'm going to come off with it. It looks like it could hook in. Oh, it's way up here high, and it curves down like that. It actually is anchored to, and this comes off sort of like that, and the end of this kind of curves in a little bit here, and it goes into a circle, has a hole in it, another little hole in the object there. Okay, we got a handle, and the bottom goes down like this, attaches up above, and has a little rivet right there. That looks pretty good. Kind of pleased with that one. A little touch up here. All right, and so we've got the little pan all sketched out. You can see a lot of these others that are up here. This is a cylindrical hole, but it's just the end of it. And tape and CDs. I mean, CDs aren't very thick, but they're still cylindrical. Coffee cups, many of them. And it's endless. You have to go out and just look around yourself, see what all you can find. I think you'll find a lot of different, just jillions. In fact, in nature, I think with the photos you looked at earlier, the trunks of trees are cylinders. All the branches of plants are all cylindrical, or most of them anyway. And so I hope you enjoyed that. Keep looking out in nature and find your own subject too. We'll see you back, I hope. Thanks. Keep your eye out for more videos in this series.